Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm really pleased to be here today. My name is Julie Drou. I am Senior Technical Marketing Specialist at Clariant's Actives and Natural Origins. I'm based in France. Just a couple of words about my organization. Clariant Actives and Natural Origins offers a large portfolio of naturally derived ingredients. Our main pillar is active ingredients, inspired by nature and advanced with science. We have also a large portfolio of oils, butters, plant extracts, clays, and some of them are even sustainably sourced from exotic biomes. The topic of today's talk is nature-inspired innovation, from resurrection plants to skin resilience. Interest in resurrection plants is growing. One of the reasons is because they can tolerate almost complete desiccation, meaning they can survive after months or even years without water. So these are very unique abilities. They can put themselves on a pause mode and reactivate their activities and properties. So, upon more friendly conditions, they can turn from a death-like state to a fresh-looking plants. On human side, climate is changing. Obviously, this has a huge impact on skin health. So we wonder if the resurrection plants can be used as a source of inspiration to bring new solutions designed to help the skin in the face of a quickly changing climate. Resurrection plants can be found on almost all continents. As of today, there are more than 100 species that have been discovered. Some of them can even tolerate long-term darkness or even freezing temperatures. So this adds to their exceptional abilities. To endure harsh environment, they have developed internal defense mechanisms. They can reprogram their transcriptome to activate oxidative stress defenses to prevent from DNA damage and protein alterations. To do so, they produce high levels of protective sugars called RFO, raffinose family oligosaccharides. To produce these protective sugars, there is one molecule called galactinol. So galactinol is a bodyguard molecule that helps resurrection plants to resist environmental stress. And galactinol can activate all these pathways. Climate change and exposure to extreme events deeply affect skin health. I think we have all see this, but we are exposed to more and more intense events. For instance, in Australia a couple of months ago, high temperature peak was observed, reaching up to almost 51 degrees Celsius. In Florida, known for the warm winter, frozen iguanas were observed. So this is unexpected cold temperature. As plants, humans are also exposed to harsh weather. Hot weather, cold weather, humidity, and so on. And all of this has a deep impact on skin. Under harsh conditions, the building blocks we have described just before are activated. So under harsh weather, oxidative stress is triggered, DNA can be damaged, there are less functional proteins, and so on. Some additional drawbacks can be observed, such as a poor skin barrier function, low matrix compounds that are essential to provide a good skin structure, but also a weakened skin microbiome. So there are things in common between plants and human skin. To develop a cosmetic solution that helps skin resilience and to help skins better handle quickly changing climate, we used the biomimetic solution. So we studied the resurrection plants area. And to avoid collecting these precious plants that live deep in the desert, we used a biotechnological process based on green chemistry. So to avoid touching this precious biodiversity. The biological process is part of the white biotechnology. White biotechnology allows access to rare molecules or difficult to extract from plants. It can even mimic what happens in nature. White biotechnology explores powerful tools provided by nature, such as microorganisms or enzymes. There are at least two ways part of the white biotechnology. The fermentation, using microorganisms to produce active compounds, or biocatalysis, based on enzymatic process. And this comes with many benefits, such as the prevention of toxic solvent use, low generation of toxic waste, and also depending on the process, it is even possible to lower the amount of energy needed, so to deliver eco-compatible solution or ingredients. In our case, the objective was to produce galactinol molecule. And to avoid collecting wild plant, we used a biocatalysis process, so based on enzymatic process. And we used two agricultural byproducts as starting materials, raffinose and inositol. And there are many benefits, such as there is no use of toxic reagents or solvents in the process. It is based on a clean process and green chemistry. Galactinol Advanced is our solution. It mimics what happens in nature, and it transfers the wonderful abilities of resurrection plants into skin to support skin resilience towards quickly changing climate. Several pathways were analyzed, and the first one is this one, related to sun exposure. Sun exposure is known to induce lots of damage, in particular because UVA is responsible for long-term damage, such as photoaging, and UVB induces sunburn. Cells were either exposed to UVA or UVB. Under UVA, the fibroblast, so the main cells part of the dermis, here, so they are elongated cells, and under UVA exposure, their morphology is really damaged. When cells were pre-treated with Galactinol Advance, their morphology is protected. Similar with UVB exposure on keratinocytes. Keratinocytes are polygonal cells. Under such stress, their morphology again is really impacted, and they are protected thanks to galactinol advanced. So this shows the product potential to protect from sun exposure. Then an in-house cell model was developed to study the effect of climate change on cells. In this case, cells were exposed to heat stress or hydric stress to simulate the effect of climate fluctuations. We focused on a target called HSP27. HSP27 is part of the HSPs family that stands for heat shock protein. The HSPs are protein quality guardian, and they ensure protein quality from folding to degradation. HSPs are involved in skin homeostasis, skin barrier function. In particular, the HSP27 even helps cells to cope with environmental stress, such as pollution and UV exposure. Under heat stress, so the left part, so the heat stress is known to damage the expression of HSP27. Thanks to galactinol advanced, under heat stress condition, HSP27 was increased by 68%. And under hydric stress, so a low relative humidity, HSP27 was increased by 35%. Meaning, thanks to galactinol advance, the cells are better prepared to fight stress and to better adapt to quickly changing climate. To decipher the mode of action signature of this product, we ran a transcriptomic study. We found that galactinol advanced brings similar properties as galactinol in resurrection plants. So it activates antioxidant mechanisms, it prevents from DNA damage, it even maintains good protein quality. It also brings additional benefits, such as protection from UVA and UVB exposure, and also it boosts extracellular matrix components, such as collagen fibers, elastin, hyaluronic acid. So, important elements to ensure good skin structure. All of these mechanisms are really important to strengthen skin resilience. So these are good proof points, but how this translates into skin benefits? Then we performed a clinical study on photo-exposed volunteers in order to evaluate the effect of environmental stress. A panel of 20 women was selected, and they applied the product twice a day versus a placebo on their face for 28 days. And we assessed parameters on the face, because this is the part of the body the most exposed. Skin resilience related parameters were studied. Skin elasticity and skin firmness using a cutometer device, skin wrinkles, and also skin microbiota using a cutting-edge technology called metaproteomics. Harsh climatic conditions are responsible for extracellular matrix components degradation, resulting in lack of elasticity and skin firmness. So under extreme weather, the collagen and elastin fibers are damaged. the solution, so Galactinol Advanced, demonstrated its ability to boost the extracellular matrix components. And this translates into better skin elasticity and skin firmness. So after 28 days of treatment, skin elasticity is increased by 18% and skin firmness by 5%. Harsh conditions are also known to accelerate wrinkles. After using the product, the volunteers perceived an improvement in terms of wrinkles, thanks to a 19% decrease in wrinkles volume. And this shows provides visible improvement as observed on the pictures on the right. Another important parameter is the skin microbiota. Skin is home to billions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi. This is called the skin microbiota, and it is essential for skin healthiness. Skin microbiota is involved in skin protection, skin repair mechanisms. Environmental stress such as pollution, UV exposure is known to weaken the skin microbiota. So it's important to provide active ingredient solution that respects the skin microbiota balance. To assess this area, we used the metaproteomics. Here, the technology is able to evaluate the proteins produced by the microorganisms. So it shows metabolically active microorganisms. It exists other type of technology that can analyze and study the skin microbiota, but some of them cannot discriminate the dead and the alive microorganisms. Here, we really focus on the functional state of the microbiome. Thanks to this technology, we mapped the skin microbiota. So this is a colorful map. After treatment, we obtain information regarding the proportion and the composition of microorganisms. We confirmed that this microbiota composition is typical of normal facial skin. After using the product for 28 days, we found that there is no alteration of microbiota composition, meaning the product is a microbiota-friendly active ingredient and it balances the skin microbiota. To go one step further, we analyzed the interaction between skin microbiota and skin cells. Galactinol Advanced boosts beneficial properties of skin microbiota and skin cells by modulating important pathways. For instance, at the microbiota level, antioxidant functions were activated. And this is important to support some skin defense mechanisms. Also, in common with microorganisms and human skin cells, additional pathways related to metabolism and protein quality were activated. So this means the active ingredient can improve the interaction between skin microbiota and human skin cells. To conclude on this active solution, Galactinol Advance glorifies the power of nature. It is a biomimetic solution that transfers the resurrection plant resilience capacity into skin. And by doing so, it prevents from sun exposure damage, from climate change damage. So, two areas important in the fight of environmental stress. Tested on photo-exposed women, it delays the early signs of aging by reducing wrinkles and by boosting skin elasticity and skin firmness. This is an environmentally friendly solution based on a biocatalytic process. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free.
You said that you did the testing with an application twice a day. Did you do the same test with a once a day application?
No, it was really two applications per day to mimic the use of daily cream, night cream, and so on.
Okay, so we don't know if it would work if it's once a day.
We can really imagine that the result could be also good after only one day application, because it was a long-term study, 28 days. So yeah.
Sure. Hi. At the beginning, you mentioned there were several mechanisms of actions for the protective nature of the material. So you had reduction in oxidative stress and some structural things as well.
Here are related to the resurrection plants.
The resurrection plants.
Yes.
So do you have any feeling about what's actually happening in real terms on the skin? Are you measuring oxidative levels or anything like that? Do you have anything about the mechanism?
It exists plenty of literature available to describe the effects of climate change on skin.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have summarized some elements that have been found, but extreme weather can really damage your skin health.
Sorry, I meant the mechanism of protection. Do you understand which of the things it's actually doing to the skin cells to create that protectivity? Because it might be some of the mechanisms, it might be one of the mechanisms.
Sorry, I don't catch your point. Regarding the resurrection plants or at human
So you stated
skin?
that in resurrection plants there are multiple ways in which this material does its role. In the testing, do you know which of those things it is that's making the difference? Which route, if you like?
Yes, we have demonstrated that the product can activate antioxidative mechanism. It can protect from DNA damage. So same pathways as resurrection plants. So this is a biomimetic ingredient.
Okay, thanks.
And we have a full substantiated dossier to show the product efficacy. Here I just selected a couple of tests, but we have more detailed information regarding the mechanism and the specific pathways.
Yeah, cool, thanks.